Welcome everybody to Funnel Hacker TV. We're so excited to have you. Last week was Inner Circle week, which meant that Susan and I were binging tons of presentations, and we want to start to give you some of the gold that came out of here. Plus, we had a couple of people that asked a couple of questions. So we're going to be going right into exactly what happened at the Inner Circle right after the intro. Let's go.
We are part of an underground group of entrepreneurs that you've probably never even heard of before. We are Funnel Hackers, and these are our stories.
Hey everybody, welcome to Funnel Hacker TV. I'm Susan, this is Ben, and we have a lot to get to today, but we wanted to start off with our funnel FOMO. And that is because we had, as Ben mentioned, last week was Inner Circle. It was actually like an entire week. And if you watched any of the lives we did last week, you saw that there was like Atlas at the beginning of the week. And then we had the last couple of days of the week was Inner Circle. And so it's cool because Inner Circle has like 150 people come out. So they have to do it at another venue. They don't do it at ClickFunnels. And we have Atlas also comes and attends. So like if you're in Inner Circle, it's your chance to also be in the room with Atlas members, which are the top level of Russell's mastermind groups. And it's just a good time. So we went live on Thursday. We did a bit of a recap of what happened that morning, but so much more happened after Thursday. It was awesome. So I wanted to kind of go over a little bit of that, but the purpose of us talking about these events on Funnel Hacker TV is to help you feel like you're, you know what's going on. You're kind of in the room. You kind of know what's being talked about. And I think for me, before I was able to get into these rooms, I always wondered, like, what are they talking about? What questions are they asking at that level? Right. And so I wanted to kind of quickly give a rundown of these are the topics that are being talked about. And just before I do that, though, just to kind of set it up, Inner Circle is set up to where they go into breakout rooms. Everyone who's there has a chance to get up on the stage or talk in the front of the room and talk about something that's going on in their business as a share. Like, here's something super valuable that we figured out or that we're doing and it's working for us, and we want to share it with the room. And then they have a chance to ask a question, and then the rest of the people in the room get to help them out. So things that were being shared, not asked, but shared. Challenges was talked about a lot. Here's Richmond did an awesome presentation on, he always blows my mind at these events. But he shared something really cool about challenges, about how he's doing a series of 3 challenges on a rotation. I was like, what? That's awesome. And we've got automated. It's funny. So someone got up and was like, automated challenges. And then someone gets up and they're like, always do live challenges. And so did you see those ones, Ben? It was funny because
that was hilarious.
It just pick what works for you, right? That was such a clear testament to just pick the thing and go and do the thing. You don't need to worry about which thing is the right one, which one is the one that's working right now. It's they're all working right now. You just have to commit to it and do it, right? Do the strategy. We had webinar funnels for high ticket. We had, ad spend, not ad spend, organic, and it was just there's so many different types of businesses in this room, and they're all doing different things, and they're all working. I think that's the big takeaway. So anyway, any other things that you want to throw in there to the recap, Ben? Because I know you were at home, you were watching through the internal team's Zoom, which was awesome, of the main room. Anything stand out for you?
So there were a couple things that stood out. Like, number one, Russell came back on stage, I think it was Thursday evening, with Annie Grace, and they had a conversation, which I know you want to get into, so I'm not going to jump into it. But they had this amazing conversation, and it was funny. Russell came back on stage, Friday morning and wanted to talk about social. And then he wanted to jump on stage Friday night before everyone left. Like, by the way, I didn't tell you about my next like traffic initiative, like how I'm gonna able to do this. And then he just came in and kept dropping things. He's like, so the first session, just so you know, the way that Russell starts the inner circle, he comes in and he drops like 5 different strategies. He's like, I'm doing this. Oh, by the way, I'm doing this. Oh, and we're going to try this. Or we're going to do this. And he like paints this portrait of here's all the things that we've learned in the last 6 months because we are implementing so quickly. And so he gives this rapid fire. And then after the rapid fire, everyone gets to go into theirs. And so being able to listen to Russell kind of explain the strategies to everyone out loud was nice for me because it helps me understand, all right, this is definitely the direction we're going. Like this is the best like summary. When he starts to pitch everyone in the room the same way that he pitches like me internally, it like and as part of the team, it's really, really nice just to be able to see that first off. And also be able to hear of any projects that I've missed. But yeah, because there might have been a couple. It was really, really neat. And then the other than that, it's the one thing that I missed the most. This is a room of people that really do care. And I've never really like recognized that or experienced that until like during the event, I got messages from certain people that were in the room. They're like, where are you? Like inner circle's not the same without Ben bouncing around being crazy. Like, where are you? And I was like, that's really kind. Like this is a crazy cool community. And it's a group of people that are all dedicated in helping you grow. And so if you are not in the room, definitely find a way to be in the room because it changes businesses. Like there are just little mini ahas and huge ahas and everything across the board. I actually reached out and asked the guy who's Steve. Steve is over the inner circle. He helps everybody. I'm like, what funnel types got people into the inner circle? And we started to do a breakdown of that. And he was like, he's like, this would be the guess. So this is not scientific, but how do you get into the inner circle? Number one, more than likely a webinar funnel. Number two, challenge. Number three is a VSL that sells high ticket. Number four is a live event. Okay. And then number five is e-com. So e-com is definitely in there, but it's a lesser amount. We have some B2B in there. We have some other things like this is just a guesstimation based on the people that we have inside of Inner Circle. I'm excited to see e-com start to climb and grow with all the things that are happening inside of ClickFunnels 2.0. I'm really excited to be able to see these things, but like literally start to plan this out. What is your definite purpose and how are you going to reach it? And with that said, Susan, you loved the interview with Annie Grace because we really got to delve deep into Russell's mind.
Yeah. So this was the evening of Thursday, and it was just really nice because, you know, in the I think last year Russell did like a Q&A session and it did okay. And he actually ended up doing that again this year, but it was funny how it turned out. We can talk about that later. But this session was just Annie Grace is one of Russell's close friends. She has been in his inner circle from the beginning and grew into, you know, being an Atlas. And she came out and she's like, you know what? We see that Russell just does so much. And we want to get inside his head, pretty much is what she said. Like, Russell, you're so productive. And I don't know if it's in this shot, but to start, they wrote, it was actually during the break right before the session while everyone was at dinner. And they got the white paper pad that everyone uses as the whiteboard up on the stage and just filled it with all of the active projects or have happened since the last Inner Circle meeting last year. And things that haven't even come out yet, like just all the things that has been taking Russell's focus. And it was filled. It was completely filled. And so it was like, okay, but how are you doing all of this? Like, how are you so productive? And I gotta say, so I took my notes on my tablet here, and I took more notes for that session than I did for listening to everyone else talk about strategy and tactic stuff. Because it was loaded with gold nuggets. So if you guys are up for it right now, I want to just share a couple of them because this doesn't get talked a lot about, like, you know, the productivity side of things, unless like that is your focus and that is, you know, what you're seeking out. But at these types of events, it's more of like business funnel strategy, like sales, marketing type of tactics. And so one of the things that was super cool, and I'm just going to do like golden nugget drops. We're going to just do rapid fire because there's a lot of them. So have you ever heard of the saying, and I forgot who it's from. So if you know, let us know in the comments who this is from. But eat the frog. Like when you wake up, just do the thing that you don't want to do first and just get it out of the way. It's called Eat the Frog. And I know that somebody out there is going to know who the author is of the book that's in. But like, just get it out of the way and then get to the things that you want to do. Russell has a different take on that. He doesn't do it that way, which is really interesting. He actually sandwiches the thing that he doesn't want to do between the stuff he does like to do. And so it's like he gets the momentum with doing something fun that lights him up, that brings him joy. He gets the momentum with that. And then he switches over to the, I don't want to do this task, but this task has to be done type of task. And then he puts something fun at the end of it so that he has motivation, right? Like, okay, and then I get to come back or go do that other fun thing once I get through this task I don't really want to do. So it's like, I got it, I'm going to spend an hour doing this thing, but then I get to go do this fun thing, right? It's like the motivation at the end. So I thought that was interesting because that's not how a lot of people do it. And so if the eating the frog way first thing isn't working for you, maybe that will work for you. Another thing he talked a lot about is like the energy source and fueling you. And that if you can get to a place where the thing that is your work, the thing that you do daily that you show up for and is your work is your energy source, then you have a perpetual energy, right? If it's not draining you and it's giving you energy, then you can keep going. You don't have to, worry about burnout because it is the thing that is giving you the energy. If your day is full of things that are draining you and you don't have anything in there that is giving you the energy back, that is not a recipe for being able to be super productive. So find the fuel source that is perpetual. Make your work your play as well. We see people, maybe you're one of them, right? Where you're like, I work weekends because I just love what I do. Where there's other people like me, for instance, I love what I do, but I'm like, some of the things that I do are draining. I'm like, I need recharge time. But, if I was able to fill more of my time spent on the things that bring me the energy, then I wouldn't feel like, I need like recharge time because my work is recharging me. Super cool. Let me see. There's so much. Okay. I'm not going to go into detail, but it was awesome. Like if you get an inner circle and you get access to the replay of this someday, like make this one of your first watches.
I'm like asking Russell, I'm like, can we put this in the podcast? Can we put it somewhere? Because it was
somewhere. Yes. Because he walked through his process in pretty deep detail of how he does his, so he gets an idea, right? He gets this idea. I'm like, okay, I think this is something that we need to do. He doesn't immediately go blurt it out to his team and overwhelm them and they can't see the vision because he's just vomiting this idea at them. He actually spends time before he even tells anybody about it. Maybe he says the one or two people that are that have to know to start the project. So for example, if he's developing some sort of software and he needs somebody to start developing it to get a concept of it out, he will include that one person in on the idea. He hasn't told anybody else about it. And he will get all of the foundational stuff out of the way so that when he does go to the team, he can have something to show them. He basically sells the team on it. And Ben, I'm sitting here thinking you witness this all the time because you are the team that he's coming and selling these ideas to. But it was really awesome to have the breakdown. And then he went even further of okay, so once I've, done that part and I've brought it to the, the part of the team that needs to know about it, how does he pass off? How does he let it go and no longer is involved and the project can reach completion? And he talked about his awesome project manager, Morag. If you know her, you love her. She's awesome. And he walks through like, here's what that interaction looks like. Here's how like I'm able to hand off that project to her, how she makes sure that everything is, she understands everything. And then from there, she takes care of the rest and makes sure that the rest of the people that need to be involved are doing the things that need to happen. And then the communication of what that looks like between there. And I'm like, no wonder he's so productive. Like he makes it easy to pass off to the team. And he feels confident that he can pass it off to the team because there isn't as much back and forth because he did all the groundwork ahead of time.
Yeah.
Whereas like most of us, we get an idea and we go to our team, we're like, okay, here's the idea. And then we rely on the team to help us figure out all of that other information of how to get it done, where he goes and figures out how to get it done first, does all the research, does all the funnel hacking, and then passes it off. That was like mind-blowing to me. That was like the biggest thing. So hopefully that was super enlightening and insightful for you as well. There's so much. So I can't even go through all of it because we have some other things we got to get to.
Can I share something really quick?
Yeah.
Like really before you do the sum up, if you guys go, we can share my screen really quick, Tim. So this is understand.me. If you listen to how Susan is doing it, talking about this, like Susan literally is talking about how Russell is defining his entire structure of his day and how he does everything according to himself. Like he is being ridiculously focused on what best serves him, what keeps him in momentum, what takes him out of momentum, what are the things that energize him, that don't energize him. If you're trying to figure that out for yourself, go to understand.me. Literally come over here and just like discover yourself. You can come over here. So I actually pulled myself up. So I went and I added myself so I can actually see like what my disc profile is. What are the things that that energize me in my Enneagram? What about my Clifton Strength Finder? What about my values? Like what are the things that I am drawn towards, or the things that I find extremely fulfilling? What are the love languages? 16 personalities. 16 personalities is used like in the United States, like CIA. Like it is deep stuff. This is not just all of this is not just voodoo weird stuff. Some of this actually does make sense and it is valuable, and it will give you a blueprint on how you can make your schedule energized so that way you can put the same amount of focus into every single day and design your days. Like Russell, I was showing him something that I built with like AI because I was having fun with some AI over the weekend, and I was showing it to him, and he's like, "Oh, if only I had time in order to learn how to do that." And I was like, "If only you had time." And I realized it's because he's plugged in everything. Like this is family time. This is this time. This is that time. Like he's dedicated every single step of the way. And so like it's very, very specific, very organized, and it's all organized based on himself. So go and discover who you are so you can reverse engineer it. That was the big takeaway that I got. Sorry, Susan, I didn't want to cut you off.
No, that's awesome. And I was just trying to think back of when he was talking about it. I don't know if it was during the session or some other point during the week, but maybe it wasn't even Russell, but it was said that if you are I think it was Russell, if you're the starter of things, you need to surround yourself with the finishers.
Yep.
And that is how he gets so much done, because he starts stuff, he gets them to a certain point, he can pass it off, and then the finishers can take it from there and like get it done according to his vision, because he spent time at the beginning making sure his vision was clear.
Absolutely.
So, okay. The other thing that he started talking about is, you mentioned it a little bit before, Ben, of there was a session on Friday morning. So we're into Friday morning. He dove in because he loves just bringing the inner circle so much value. He dove into like, okay, here is what we're doing for our organic traffic strategy. And if you are someone who has been watching him over the last probably year, maybe a little longer, you may have noticed he is doing more with organic traffic strategies. Still running ads. We still see his ads, but he is doing more. And so Friday morning he came in, he outlined like, here's some stuff we're doing in our social media. And if you guys watch Funnel Hacker TV, which you do because you get the text messages, which we'll put that number up on the bottom. You've heard us talk about his Instagram channel, and you know from hearing us talk about it that he's got some series going on. So I think let's go over to our water cooler moment where Ben's going to show like what are the latest things happening on Instagram right now, because these are awesome.
Cool. All right, let's go ahead and share my screen, Tim, really quick. So if you guys are on Instagram, check it. So Russell's been posting a lot more that are and they're almost stories, they're series. Like we funnel hacked the attractive character flywheel a while ago, but there've been a couple of cool new ones. So he talked about like day 6 of being or this is day 6 of being a bibliomaniac. So eBay suggested a statue to Russell. And if you want to see what it is, you got to go check it out because it is a really cool statue. I got to be in the room when this is open. I was like, whoa. And I just stood there, like everyone left, and I just kind of looked at it. It was neat. It was so cool. So definitely come and check that one out. He's got Atlas recap. He's going to share like what were his big takeaways from Atlas. There's a really cool drop in here and really cool value. Like we've got so many different things that are going on that I like. If you're not following Russell on Instagram, you should, because there's a lot going on. There's a lot of different things happening. And then day number 7 of writing his new best-selling book, he showed like all of these in the inner circle. So he went like, here's day 1, here's day 2, here's day 3, here's day 4, here's day 5. Went through all of them in order to show them like, this is the process of what I'm doing. And this is why I do it this way. Like, this is why I do it. Suddenly creating content is not complicated for me anymore. Like this is natural. This is fun. It's like, because it aligns with what I'm doing every single day. It's not something I have to go and think about. And so if you guys want to see like what's going on in Russell's life right now, a lot of the things he talked about in the inner circle, everyone in the inner circle is way too busy to be funnel hacking Russell at the depth that we do on Funnel Hacker TV. Definitely come in. We'll highlight all the different things for you so that way you can capture it. But definitely follow Russell on Instagram because it is absolutely spectacular. Also, he just dropped a couple of new YouTube videos. We didn't get to talk about it. On the first one, he got to have Eileen Wilder on. There's an ad for the Your First Funnel Challenge. You should definitely sign up. Go Christine Moreau. And so we had a really good interview with Eileen Wilder. And so he's been doing these interview style ones more. If you guys are liking this, let us know because he's really enjoying this and thinking about doubling down on these. And so we have that. They just did the one where Tony Robbins taught him the ultimate secret to success. And he shares what that is. Notice all these videos, by the way, if they're not an interview, like they're all under 8 minutes. Like they are short, they are snappy, they are quick. And he talked about like in the inner circle, he was like, this is why I'm doing this inside of YouTube. And this is why I'm doing this inside of Instagram. And this is why I'm pivoting here for my YouTube or for my podcast. There's so much coming down the pipeline, guys. So if you guys are not following Russell, we'll definitely keep you abreast of everything that's happening. If you text FHTV to 208-231-3797, subscribe on YouTube, all that jazz. We'll keep you in the loop, but follow along and see what's happening and go and funnel hack what it is that he is doing because it is ridiculously valuable. And with that said, I almost want to go and help somebody out. Is that okay? We look for your guys' comments all the time, by the way, if you don't know this. So if we go to a 2.0 moment, I think that would be really valuable here really quick. Because we had a comment from somebody on YouTube. Now, guys, we are watching your comments all the time. Lawrence, I see you. Chico, I see you. Let's see, Madison, Digi Angel, what's up? Okay, I see you guys posting all of the time. I see you, Donnie. I see Fat Travel Tested. Jason, what's up? Andy, Justin, always Justin, and Sergey. It's nice to see you guys. Here's the deal. We watch you guys all the time. We watch and see what your comments are across multiple platforms. And this particular one just kind of touched my heart. So Susan, are you okay if I kind of go kind of crazy on this one?
Let's do it. Yeah.
Okay. So I'm going to zoom in here really quick. This is from Tammy Bragg, and Tammy actually called me out for this. So thank you, Tammy. And so, hey, Ben, let's see, zoom out just a little bit. Long time no see. Do you know if they'll be adding any coaching tools inside of ClickFunnels in phase 3 or 4? And she gives a whole bunch of different things. So I came over here, I replied and went through like piece by piece, like here's this one that we should do, custom forms, progress tracking, sharing Google Docs, calendar meetings. And I gave her ideas on all of those, including where to go for feature requests. So if you guys have ideas like this, definitely you drop them here, but the best place to get that into ClickFunnels is to go over to ClickFunnels itself. Go to clickfunnels.com. You can be logged into ClickFunnels or wherever. If you're at the Pulse, you can go to click on feature requests right here, and it opens up. If you're in ClickFunnels, you can just click on this change log button right here, and you can actually come over here and see all the changes that have been updated recently and do everything. So a couple of questions. I wanted to hit on a couple of these just really, really quick because I want to see if we can give a couple of answers. So one of the things she asked about is custom forms. Now, inside of ClickFunnels, when you're building any single page, I'm just going to go and jump into a random page here really quick. You can be building in a funnel, you're building in pages, you can be building all over the place. If in any form that they submit, or in any form that they're submitting, you can create, let's go ahead and create a form here really quick. Let's go ahead and create a column. I'm going to make this a little tighter so that way it's semi-visible. And what we're going to do is enter your details below. Let me know if I'm going a little long, Susan. And so
I was just thinking, like, just as you're going to the next element, this is if you want a form, but not an order form.
right. And so anytime they're going to submit information, there has to be the email field so it recognizes the customer if you want them to submit multiple fields. But you can come over here. I can say, you know what, I want their name here. I want their shipping address. But sometimes there are things you want to be added. So I'm just going to click on the clone here. What if I want to ask unique questions? What if I want to know something about the customer that's not there? All you have to do is come down here and click on custom type. You give this a name. So I'm going to give this the name of favorite dance move.
And no spaces.
No
I
space.
someone the other day that added spaces and totally broke their form.
No. Okay, so yeah, do not add spaces. Okay, so favorite dance move is the one that I'm going to do. I'm going to say it's required. They have to answer it. And then I'm going to say this is favorite dance move. So that way they see it as a summary. And I can add multiple things here. So we can do favorite song. Let's do over here, favorite song. And then I'm going to submit here. Let's go ahead and add a button. And submit your answers. And then we're going to go to the order form. We're going to submit. And then I'm just going to have it go to clickfunnels.com.
What's really cool is that their answers in these custom fields will get saved to their contact profile.
Exactly. So I'll show you really quick. So I'm going to come in here. I'm going to put in my name. My name is Ben Moot. Zoom in really quick. Zoom in. There we go. On my email, I'm going to put in an email that I rarely ever pay attention to. So if you put something in there, I will see you. What's my favorite dance move? I'm going to say it's the disco. What is that? The sprinkler. Okay. And favorite song. Get that cool thing. That's wrong. Shake your cool thing. That's what it is. Okay. All right. So we submit these answers. It's going to redirect to ClickFunnels just like I told it to do. And then if I go back to ClickFunnels, let's go and look up my personal profile really quick. So let's go down to contacts. Let's go and look up Darkwing Green. This is not the first time that I've been here before. And if I come down, it's going to start to show my favorite dance move is the disco sprinkler. My favorite song is here. You can add all of your custom fields here if you want inside of all of your members area or for all of your contacts. You can actually search by custom field. So you can actually put a search here that is based on a custom. Here we are. I see. Just a moment.
Think if you do by dance.
Favorite dance move. There you are. So I can say favorite dance move is, and I can state what that is. I can do, like, I can search by all of this. If I want it in my workflows, I can have a filter that refers to those to make sure it gives the right answer. Inside of ClickFunnels, instead of giving them the ability to put in multiple options, I could have created like drop downs. So you can create custom forms inside of ClickFunnels and track that information throughout their profile. So that is doable. That's just one of the things. progress tracking. I think in this video, we show that you can create progress trackers now inside of ClickFunnels. And so definitely come and see how to create progress trackers. And if you're doing this for coaching, my suggestion is like put each module or put each thing that they're having like a hard time with, create progress trackers and create little mini courses. So that way you can create something more akin to, let me show you. If you go to ClickFunnels right now, and if you're in 2CCX, the simplest way that we teach people to do courses right now in our coaching program is to use the customer center, because the customer center will literally lay out all the courses for you, pre-designed, make it simple, and it will give you a progress tracker inside of here. And so you can start to track all their progress. They can see it and you can see it. And then one other thing here really quick, I don't want to go too crazy in depth on all the things you can do, but you can create calendar events right now inside of ClickFunnels. And there's this really cool idea of creating a course. So I'll show you an idea. If you were to create a course for all of your clients, let's say you're a coach, you have a course for all of your clients. Let's go ahead and create this course really quick. And I'm going to say, just create a simple course really quick. Don't worry about it. I'm going to call this a client portal. Go to next step. By the way, if this is helpful, let me know. If this isn't helpful, totally fine. Let's go ahead and let me know what it is you want to learn, and we'll go ahead and take these and go ahead and jump into these. Every single day at this time, there is a live happening inside of the ClickFunnels Facebook group where people are walking through things like this. They're giving you strategies. They're answering questions. They're doing all of this in much more depth. So I'm going to make this free for the time being. So this is module number 1, and I'm going to say this is available for everybody. So I'm going to name this as for everyone. And then what we'll do is we'll make sure that that is available for absolutely everybody. So anytime somebody purchases my coaching program, they're going to get access to this. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a new module. It's going to be for client 1. Okay, so for client number 1 is going to get the following. And I can create a template of all the Google Docs that they get. I can toss in I can have it pre-designed all the way that I want. I can have all the different lessons underneath here. So this is my welcome to client 1. I can have my welcome messages. I can have the Google Docs, the things that they need to install. I can do all that with a progress tracker to say, how close are you to getting finished, getting set up? I can do all of this and organize this all. And then all I have to do is when a customer purchases, they automatically get access to this. All I have to do is come over to the settings here, click on edit module, and then I can add access to that module. Oop, nope, not there. That's what it is. Okay, here. Let me go ahead and make all this live really quick. Yep, publish all the goods. There we go. That's going to make everything published. So let's go back to my customer really quick. Let's say that somebody just purchased. I absolutely love them. So let's going to say it was dark green again. And what I can do is just come over to enrollments. And then I can add an enrollment. I can say, you know what? Go and add them to the client portal. Make sure that they're on everyone, and then add them to their specific module. So that way now they have that. So that way you can add this, you can control this manually to make sure that they have access. That way you can send it over in all the welcome documentation, all the different things. You can use this if you're a coach. You can use it if you're an agency. You can use it all the different ways. A lot of times we think ClickFunnels doesn't do the thing I want it to do, and you feel handcuffed. It's time to take the handcuffs and break it by just being a little creative. Have some fun. If you have a question, let us know. The community is magical. We have funnel builders here. If you're having a question, ask a certified funnel builder. Hey, certified funnel builders, I have a question. Okay. If you're having questions on anything, you can call out Danny Walsh. You can call out the ambassadors. You have a team here that's going to help you. Be creative, have fun, and come out, and we're happy to help you guys. So 2.0 moment. Hope that was helpful.
That was awesome. Because I mean, sometimes I say this all the time. If you've talked to me in person, you might have heard me say it, but sometimes you just need to know what's possible. And then you're like, oh my gosh, I can go do this thing now. And so if you want to see more things like that from us, let us know. If there's something specific you want us to dive into, we will. We just need your guidance on what you want to see. Or what are you trying to do that we can come and find a solution for it. Getting creative in ClickFunnels, because you may not even know what the answer is. All right, so make sure that you are subscribed, FHTV, to 208-231-3797. We go live every Tuesdays and Thursdays at 10 a.m. Mountain Time. So we will be back again this Thursday. And I'm thinking we're gonna like dive into a deeper discussion. So if you have some ideas of like, "Oh, I want them to talk about this," let us know. Otherwise, we will be prepared with a cool topic coming up on Thursday. All right. We'll see you guys all next time. Thanks for joining us.
See ya.
My name is Russell Brunson, and I'm part of an underground group of entrepreneurs that you've probably never even heard of before. We don't rely on cash from venture capitalists to get started, and we don't even have goals to go public either. In fact, our motivation is the exact opposite. You see, we have products and services and things that we know change people's lives. But because we're fighting against the big brands, people with literally unlimited budgets, we have to do things differently. We have to do things smarter. We don't have financial safety nets because every test we take is with our own money. We have to be profitable from day number one. So how do we do that? How is that even possible? If you ask the MBAs or look in your college textbooks, they will tell you that what we are doing is impossible, yet it's happening every single day. And it's happening through an art and a science that we call funnel hacking. It's not really something that I can explain to you. It's something I have to show you. These stories are a glimpse of entrepreneurs just like you who have a dream and a vision who want to change the world in their own little way. I use the funnel hacking process to help make their dreams become a reality. Yes, we are funnel hackers, and these are our stories.